Hi, sixth graders and sixth grade families. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what I'm hoping that you'll do for this spring break. And I want to first start by saying that you have been working so hard. Sixth graders, your work has been very, very high level lately. You have been drawing on everything that you've learned and applying it to both reading and writing. So give yourself a little pat on the back. I'm impressed, and you should be too. So while of course you need to relax and rest over the break, and that's really what I hope you do, I still think it's important that you do some reading. I'm only asking you to do things that are related to your reading to really boost your reading level and to also flex some muscles that maybe haven't been flexed in a while. So I'm going to walk you through exactly where you can find the spring break work, what it looks like, the steps, and also how you might go about completing it. So if you go to Google Classroom, right now I'm on the Google Classroom page for 601, you'll see as a student that you have been assigned some spring break work that's due Monday, April 5th. If you click it, it'll bring you to some supporting materials like some example videos, some links, but the most important thing is the assignment itself. So if you click it, you'll see that the first page has the steps as well as some links embedded. Those are linked to other parts of the document. I really want to keep things simple for you, so I'm just making everything right here in this one document. Think of it as like a packet I'm handing to you. The same thing, everything should just live right here. That means your reading log work, that means jots, that means additional links, anything that you're doing right here. Okay, number one, the big thing that we are striving for is more reading. So please read for a minimum of 90 minutes in total. So that means you can read it all. You can read it for 90 minutes in a day and be done. You could also spread this across multiple days. It's really up to you. You can do it however you want. You can read whatever you want as long as it's fiction and are on your grade level. And all I ask is that you log your reading as usual. So if you click this link, it will bring you to the reading log, which is the next page. And I've given you all the days we will be on break. You just fill in wherever you work. A couple things. You might notice that I have not included a box for dots because that is a separate activity for your break work. We'll talk about that in a moment. Another thing I want to say is that if you choose to use a resource like Epic or Sora or even Amplify, that is totally fine. All I ask is that you still log what you did in here. If you read a book on Epic, write me the name, the title, all the stuff from Epic. If you did one of the reading activities, which is also reading from Amplify, tell me exactly what the name of that was. Everything you do can go right here. So step one, reading. Step two, jotting. This time around, we are only jotting once. That means that you can read for a few days without jotting anything at all. How nice. So I want you to still do at least one jot, but I want you to jot using some really specific work that we've been doing lately. Some work that's going to really push you closer to the next reading level where you're striving toward. So if you can, again, click the links, it'll bring you to those parts of the document. If you're reading at a level K through T, if you click here, it will show you the chart and the skills I want you to try to practice. If you're reading at a level U to Z, if you click the link, it'll bring you right to those skills I'd like you to practice. So once you review the skills I'm asking you for you to practice through your jot, you might choose one. Maybe you even copy it and paste it on the jot page, which is going to be page 4. You could put it at the top so you can show me what you're working on, or you can just write and make sure to indicate that in your writing about your reading. So just like how we write in boxes when we're taking our reading assessments, you're going to do it here too, just to make sure that you see exactly where your work goes and that I can find it easily. So I want you to write one jot here, just one, using one of these skills that we are working on or you are working on in your reading level. Please try to use text details. That's a big thing for moving up in levels. No matter what level you're at, you're always trying to use the text to support your reasoning. And then also you want to make sure that you're writing a paragraph. We're in sixth grade. We can do this. I'm just asking for at least 4 sentences. And if you think about it, just introducing the title, giving the text details already covered 2 sentences already. Okay, so now we've walked through, again, you'll see that this is all one doc. 1, which is reading for 90 minutes across the days, whenever, however you want. 2, 1 jot across the days. All the links and the supporting materials are right there. And then step 3 is basically like a second jot, but it's actually not a jot at all. It's all talk. So the third activity that I'm asking you to do is to read to me. You're going to read to me. I made a lesson for this also on YouTube if you want to watch it. If you feel like you're pretty comfortable with what I'm asking of you, that's okay. I still think that the lesson will be helpful, but in a gist, what I'm asking for you to do is I'm asking for you to choose a passage from the book you're reading now that you really love, or that has stuck with you, that feels important, or that just feels like it's worth returning to. If you, for some reason, are having trouble with this and you don't know what to do or how to choose, maybe go to your favorite passage of all time from your favorite book ever. Maybe use a song you love or a poem. Those are more last resort. So if you're super stumped on choosing a passage, just choose something that you love and something that you feel comfortable reading aloud. Okay, once you have a passage, a text ready to go, I want you to follow the steps that I have posted on page 5 for this. So if you click this hyperlink, it'll bring you there. So on Flipgrid, I have an assignment. I just ask you to read to me. And I'm asking you to read to me, not just, reading cold, just going through the words like a robot. I want you to read to me, showing me what you know about the story. I want you to draw on the big stuff we've been thinking about. If you watch the YouTube video, you'll see that I'm reminding you to consider point of view, perspective, mood, tone, author's craft moves. These kinds of details make a big difference for the way we read aloud. Reading aloud not only helps us to practice vocabulary and to lift the level of our vocabulary, but it also helps us to deepen our understanding and check in with ourselves and say, wait, how would this sound? To answer that and to read like that, you have to do the big work first. Reading aloud is an awesome tool for boosting your reading level. So to do this work on Flipgrid, you just follow the link that is assigned for your class. And then when you have your stuff ready, you're going to pick a passage and read, recording your response right here. You only have 1 minute and 30 seconds to read. So just pick maybe a paragraph or 2, maybe a whole page if you want. Nothing crazy, just something that you think that you can do in at least a minute or a little over. You're going to record it right here, and it's going to save automatically for you once you just press the next button. And the thing about this is that I've already made the settings so that it's private. So if you're reading aloud and you're a little bit worried about what other people are going to think of you, stop right there. They're not going to see it. Only if you want. If you want me to show it as an example, if you feel comfortable, you can tell me. Unless you do, it is totally private. I am the only one that can see. I'm the only one that can see your Flipgrid. So to back up, the third thing that you're doing for your reading work is to read a passage aloud. Just think about what the passage is all about, using what you've learned, and then record it on Flipgrid. If you need help with this, feel free to reach out to me. And just as a reminder, all work should be turned in through Google Classroom. If it's not through Google Classroom, I won't know where it is. I'm not a wizard, unfortunately, so I need to see it in Google Classroom. If you write your jots in Google Keeps, fine. Copy and paste the URL, put it in the document as usual. I hope that this was clear and helpful. If you need more supports, again, check the assignment, because you have my example of my reading aloud. I have some steps for you for Flipgrid if you need. I also have an additional YouTube video lesson if you want to just check in. All this stuff is just stuff that you've been doing, stuff that you know, just now flexing some different muscles or flexing some muscles like your voice that you maybe haven't used in a while when it comes to reading. Have a fantastic break. I hope this doesn't overwhelm you. It's really just meant to get some practice in and just to have some fun. Reading aloud can be really enjoyable. Maybe you practice for a bit by reading aloud to a family member, a pet, a stuffed animal, your wall, who knows? Enjoy it, take care of you, and read. I can't wait to see and hear what you do. Enjoy, everyone.